I well remember the days where I would be super judgmental. And it would be, even without me really noticing or being conscious of it, I would just have a judgment about everybody that I would come into contact with. And I do remember it not really feeling good. Sometimes it did actually, but it always kind of felt icky or a little bit empty in a way to judge others. And I definitely never knew why why I did it. I think I had suspicions, but I never really knew. I just also thought this was kind of a way of life. I think it also has to do with the way you're brought up. If your parents tend to judge others, um, that obviously has an impact on you and the way you see others and you see the world. So today, let's dive into the reasons why you might be judging. Some of the reasons. I think the most common one is that it is a defense mechanism, right? Usually, securely attached people don't judge. They just don't have the need to judge. So, this really comes from fear, from insecurity, which also can really help you in being afraid of being judged by others. And um, I digress. Wait. First point. So the main reason I think that people that fearful avoidance judge others is that it will hurt less when they reject you or when they judge you. So, judging somebody else in a way is discrediting them. It means that you don't take them as seriously. When somebody does something weird or something that is not right in your eyes, you you kind of use that as a shield almost, that you, because of that, don't care what they think of you, even though you do. Not maybe this particular person, specific person, but you do really care about what others think of you. It's funny, when you release this judging others, you will see that you don't care as much what others think of you, because you have to, when you judge others, you have to believe. um, it's hard to let go of what other people believe of you, because the judging you do is a power tool, and you have to believe that it really does something, like it actually hurts the other person, or it does something with the other person. It's a way to get power in a way over somebody else. And so you will also be afraid of what other people think of you, because you still believe that they then have power over you too. And that this is why a lot of fearful avoidants get into that power dynamic where they only fall in love with people who are actually quite critical and judgmental towards them. Because yeah, you still believe that judgment is a powerful tool, and when you release the whole judgment thing towards others, you won't be as afraid to be judged by others, because you can see that when others judge you, it's just their fears, it's just their beliefs, it's their choice to judge you. But you can't see that when you still use judgment to not feel the fear or not feel the pain of possibly being rejected or judged yourself. Are you following this? It's kind of, it's gotten a little bit more complicated than I thought it would. Um, so that was the first point. The second point is that judging others, I touched on that already, is kind of gaining a sense of control over them, of power over them. In a way, you can feel, not always and in every moment, but you can feel that when you judge somebody, they kind of have to live up to your expectations. They kind of have to make up for something. They have to impress you. You put yourself above others. And being in a powerful position always feels more safe in a way. But in the end, it obviously is not really fair to the other person, and it's not making you happy, because you are also so fearful of doing something wrong and doing something weird, and therefore not being taken seriously anymore and being judged. Then the third one is, I think a lot of fearful avoidants use judgment to deflect blame. And what I mean by that is that a lot of fearful avoidants are really scared of being blamed for things, really scared that other people get angry with them, whether they have done something wrong or not, or unknowingly. And so I remember that I used judgment as a way to kind of arm myself for when somebody would accuse me of something or would blame me for something, I would have something against them. It's actually quite sad as I think about it, that I always felt, and I know a lot of fearful avoidance have that you always feel like you could be on trial in any moment. Like in any moment, you have to kind of like support your case, make your case, and you have to be able to defend yourself. And so I think a lot of fearful avoidance are judging people, are kind of like finding the faults in other people just to build up a bank for being able to defend yourself when that trial comes. So when you are accused of something or when you are blamed for something, you at least have something against them. And it feels very vulnerable to not then have anything against them, and also very painful if you get blamed or accused by something that by someone that you didn't judge, and so you had in quite high regards. So it's definitely a defense mechanism in many ways. Then the fourth one is a lot of fearful avoidance struggle with a lot of shame, which means that you see yourself as different from everybody else. And when you have the belief that a lot of fearful avoidance also have, that you are a bad person, or that something is fundamentally wrong with you, or that you are deeply flawed, and that if people find that out, if they see that, then you will be abandoned forever. Then everybody for the rest of your life will abandon you. And so judging can also be a way to kind of mirror or see what is right and what isn't right. So you judge others to know that you still know what is right and what is not right, and what will be accepted by the world and what will not be accepted by the world. So I remember just kind of seeing things in people and making mental notes on that, like, oh, that's not good, that's bad, that's weird, that's dumb, that's irresponsible. And it was almost as a sort of training for myself to know that, well, at least I'm not doing those things, and so I will be accepted by the world. And you do this even more when you have that belief, that core belief that you are a bad person, or that you are flawed, or that there is something fundamentally wrong with you. And so it was kind of like a training constantly to see if I still knew what was accepted and what wasn't accepted by the world. And yet here I was, being a person in the world, judging other people that might have the same insecurities as I. So when I started healing this and releasing this, I could have so much more love and compassion for other people, obviously, and make others feel safe and feel unconditionally loved, even if they did something that other people would see as weird or strange or dumb or whatever. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. We are all people. We are all unique. And definitely, if it doesn't involve you, I remember spending so much time and energy judging people for things that had nothing to do with me. I would judge people for what clothes they wear. What was I doing? Like, what was I even thinking that would do for them, with them? Because I don't think at that point I saw that it was all a mirror of my own insecurities. So isn't it weird that I was so scared of being judged and being rejected, and yet I created that same energy for other people? But I think what a lot of fearful avoidance also don't realize is how valuable they are as a person. And so you also don't really see that you being here in the world can actually bring so much joy and love to other people. And it just saddens me as I say that so many fearful avoidance And maybe you have that too, that you just don't believe that you have anything of value to add to another person's life. And that is so not true. Even if you're not healed, even if you're struggling, even if you're feeling worthless, you are valuable and you have so much that you are already giving to the people around you and even the person on the street. Maybe it's because you smiled at them and they were having a shitty day, and now all of a sudden they feel a little bit better. There is so much that you give already without even noticing. And releasing judgment will allow you to share even more of that, allow you to know and to feel that you really do have the power to make a positive impact on people every single day, every single moment. And you don't have to, it's not your responsibility, but you can, because you are valuable and you are so worthy. And this kind of brings me to my last point, the last reason. And that is that judging others and therefore placing yourself above them, which is what you do by judging, it takes away the possibility for connection. And that connection is what you are really scared of. And this is, again, also why fearful avoidants tend to get in that dynamic where they fall in love with people who are judgmental, so who put themselves above you. And you are not interested in those that are just unconditionally loving and are there for you, because with those people, you have the possibility for connection. While with the person that is judgmental and that you put on a pedestal, they are quite literally above you. And so there is no possibility for connection, because then you have to be equal. And that's very scary for a lot of fearful avoidants that are usually scared of connection. So you might recognize that not every fearful avoidant is the same, obviously, but I think a lot of fearful avoidants do have some sort of defense mechanism in judgment. So being free of judgment, being free of judging other people, it freed me from being so scared of what others thought of me, because I knew that it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with them. And so even when I got judged or when I got criticized by people, I could just still be there, be present, hold space for the pain of that other person. um, which was just amazing to be able to do. And then you so quickly see that that person is also just scared. It's he or she or they are scared to be judged and be rejected and be abandoned, and they just want to be accepted. And this is just a defense mechanism, a way to deal with that. All right. So that was judgment. Let me know in the comments below whether you recognize that, whether you also have fears around this, whether you've noticed anything, whether you've had insights about this. Please let us know, because your healing will also help others. I have healing affirmations for you, and those will help you to really make you being healed normal, and you not having to judge others and not having to be so scared of what other people think of you, and therefore you being yourself way more, which I still wish for you, because you are valuable and you are worthy. And the more you are yourself, the more you freely and naturally give all the gifts that you have. So find the affirmations, the healing cards, they are called the healing affirmations, in the link in the description below. You can just download them and put them as the background on your laptop or on your phone, just to see them often, so that they become so normal for you. As always, I am so happy you are here, and I will see you in the next one.